of Bellinghausen along with Ahhamn Green, Packers legend, Husker legend back in Nebraska. What does it mean being back in Lincoln?
Oh, man, it means a whole lot, man. I mean, from, obviously the day I was born to, growing up in California and coming back for high school at Omaha North and then going over to Central, then playing college ball here in Lincoln. It's just now, I say, full circle to be back here now, able to, I say, give time back to the young student athletes here, on campus, directing esports, teaching a class about it, and just helping, I say, excel Nebraska. I say overall curriculum and the competition level here at the university is just a great honor, great privilege. The time I was asked, I was just I say blown away and super excited because I've only really come back to watch our Huskers play on the football field, or family and friends go visit them, in Omaha and Lincoln. So now I'm here so I could be around family and friends a little bit more, but also, bring in the students, the student athletes like Coach Osborne did, and the coaches of that staff, brought me into the real world and understanding, not football is not just football. It's a lot of stuff that you got to know as a young adult. That you're gonna learn at the college level, but then you're gonna take it to the real world once you graduate. So it was, I'll say it was an honor then to be coached. I say coached by Coach Osborne, but I say it'd be even bigger privilege now to be back and do the same thing he did for myself.
You mentioned it in your speech tonight as a guest speaker, talking about the importance of the offensive line and how Nebraska can get back to those ways, especially with Matt Rhule coming in. What's been your first impression of him?
Well, right now, not much because it's off season.
Right.
So to be honest, not much. Just I know he's come here and he's grinding it out now, which is good. He should be recruiting. That's what I've heard. He's been out recruiting on the road right now, and all the other coaches have been too. And that's what I want to hear, because the biggest thing that I know with our program has been recruiting. Recruiting's been a tough thing, especially here in Nebraska. Not a lot of our, 5-star athletes, 3-star, 4-star athletes don't stay here. They go to the other schools. They go to Wisconsin. They go to Iowa, USC, Florida, wherever. They go everywhere but here, and we want to stay here. And I'm a homegrown kid, so I knew what that was like. Even though I did go to other schools to visit because that was basically part of our job. We could go visit other schools, but at the end of the day, with the way circumstances fell out, Nebraska fell to the top of my list, and it was even better knowing that I was from here, because then I knew in my head that kids at Central, at North, other local high schools, and even the small town schools, knowing that he's from Nebraska. He played local high school. He played little league ball in Omaha. So they'll know, I could do that too. And then knowing that a kid from the state can then excel in the program, that gives a lot of young kids around the Nebraska area a lot of optimism about being a player here on the football field or whatever sport for that matter, and excel and have a good time.
We talked about it before this interview, but you drove in here, actually moving back to Lincoln, of course, for your rest of your endeavors here at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
Yeah.
What does it mean being embraced by the state, and also reflecting back on that drive of maybe those Husker memories?
Oh man, well no, it was to be embraced by the state is great, because being from the state and growing up here for a time bit, and then my high school career and then college career, you feel supported. And I mean, at the time it was more, obviously it wasn't the fan base, it was more the coaches and my teammates, but to know that the fans, when you hear your name, or they cheering your name my freshman year, I think it was the student section created a chant my freshman year, and it was like, what is going on? So just knowing that they were 100% bought in, to the program, to me as a player, and to know that I was classmates with some of them kids in the stands cheering my name then, and now for students that are here now, building that for themselves, no matter the sport, football, baseball, volleyball, golf, and now soon to be esports. So, they just know that Nebraska fans, no matter, the effort, as long as you're a grinder, you work hard, and you basically earn what you get, they're going to support you. And I was that kind of player. I worked hard. I was the 5th running back on the depth chart. By the middle of my freshman year, I was a starter. I didn't know that was coming. I just knew I had to be ready once it got here, once that opportunity came, and I took advantage of it. So I hope for every kid, every young lady, young man, that whatever sport they're playing, me coaching them in esports, that hey, just take advantage of that opportunity you get to be your best, not only on the virtual world and the traditional sports world, but also in the classroom, and then take it on, after you graduate for the rest of your life.
Ahman, thank you so much.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
A Hurrdat Sports Network production.